This meeting is being recorded.
Got it. Okay, well, thank you everybody for joining today to our monthly call. I'm John Coonrod. I'm the coordinator for the movement. And if everybody who's not me at the moment could mute themselves, and then I'll call on people. This is going to be quite an interesting session today. So let me, so basically, I'm going to give a quick introduction. We have a few people who are new to the movement, and then we'll have a special presentation on strengthening local governance in the eastern region of Ghana. And then we'll have 2-minute updates from every chapter on this call. So in those 2 minutes, each person will say kind of where is CLD in your country today, and what do you hope to achieve in the rest of this year? This is our mid-year review. And I see there's some people in the waiting room. Sarah, if you could keep letting them in. So for those new to the movement, this movement was launched alongside the Sustainable Development Goals at the UN in 2015. Our movement comprises more than 1,500 local community-based organizations, more than 70 international NGOs, and organized in 17 chapters, as well as people in a number of other countries who are participating globally. We have 5 goals. The first is voice and agency for women, youth, and marginalized groups. The second is adequate community finance. At least 20% of national budgets really should be in the hands of local communities, and only a few countries have achieved that so far. So that's something we're pushing for. The third is good local governance, and that means not only good local government, democratic elections and social accountability, but really a good connection between civil society and the local government system. The fourth is quality public services, and we'll have a special presentation on what it takes to do that today. And finally, one of the biggest challenges facing all of us is resilience. How can communities, which are always the first responder in any kind of shock in our communities, are people in the communities themselves. So how can our communities strengthen their resilience? So given those 5 goals, we're going to start with a special presentation by Solomon Amoakwa, who is heading up a special project in the eastern region of Ghana. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen so that we can all see and hear Solomon, and he's going to give a presentation. So Solomon, if you could share your screen and turn on your camera, we would love to hear from you. We're not seeing your screen yet, Solomon.
Oh, and thank you, Dr. Coonrod.
Are you able to share your screen?
Okay. Yes, please. Please, can we see my screen?
No, we can't. Oh, now it's coming up. Here it comes.
It's coming up. Okay.
Yes, now we see it.
Thank you very much, Dr. Coonrod, for the opportunity to share what we are doing in Ghana. So this is a project that strengthening sub-district institutions for community-led public services in Ghana. So this project is being funded by German Ministry for Economic Cooperation and Development, in short BMZ. Yes, started last year, December 2021, and then it's ending November 30th 2024. The project is being implemented in 5 districts in 5 epicenters in the eastern region of Ghana. Ghana, we have an administrative region of 16, but we are doing this in just 1 region within 5 districts in the region, in the eastern region of Ghana. So these are the districts that we are working in, and then the epicenters. So when we say epicenter is just a cluster of communities. So from 5 up to 12, 15 communities, we cluster them to form what we call an epicenter. It is also a symbol of a building, which is an L-shaped building. So that is where we work with them. So these are the districts that we work with them. We have the Okre districts, which we have a Bawari epicenter in there. We have Upper Manya Krobo districts. We have Kunkuni epicenter. We have Ayensuano. We have Apawawasi epicenter. And then Fantiakwa North, where we find Dominancy epicenter. And then Yulo Krobo epicenter. So what is the problem that this project seeks to address? The poor access to public services, especially in rural areas, which has directly affected the economic productivity and well-being of the people. That is what we want to address. So what are the poor services that...
Solomon, your sound is breaking up a little bit. Maybe if you turn off your camera, your sound will come through.
Rural communities people face in terms of road network face, in terms of education. These are the problems our community every day in, day out. So it is common to see school children studying under trees instead of decent classrooms. This is a pregnant woman being carried to access healthcare due to absence of health facilities in rural communities. So we have children, according to the World Health Organization, about 525,000 children under 5 die every year from diarrhea as a result of poor water and sanitation facilities, according to World Health Organization. In Ghana, we have about 14,000 children every year. They die out of diarrhea-related cases. So this is a very worrying trend. So, you know, UNICEF and then the National Development rank them, the districts. They have in areas of education, health, ICT, governance, and they rank these districts in terms of these thematic areas that I have mentioned. So in the eastern region where we are implementing this project, it ranked the last among all the 16 regions. It's had a total score of about 38.8. And then the target district also performed poorly during that year. So which means they needed to do more to improve upon the kind of services that they render to their community partners. So that is why we are focusing in this. So the reason that these local government officials, they give...
Excuse me, Solomon. Your sound is breaking.
The authorities lack the capacity to generate enough funds. It's raining down here, and that is affecting the network.
Yeah, could you turn off your camera, and that will improve your sound?
Okay.
Great, thank you.
I hope it's better now. Hello? Hello?
Yes, it's better now. Go ahead, Solomon.
It's better now. Thank you very much, Dr. Kunrod. So the reasons these local government officials give always is that they lack the capacity development programs to enhance the lives of people in rural communities. Again, so other reasons too they give is that the Local Government Act in Ghana over here, 2016 Act 936, mandate local government authorities to hold public hearings to discuss district plans and budgets. But these things hardly take place within the rural communities. Sometimes due to financial constraints, they are unable to organize some of these public hearings. They are financials to the public, so they are unable to do that. Another reason is that Institute of Economic Affairs, IEA, in 2016 organized a survey which shows that about 80% of Ghanaians lack access to government financial and public budget information. This is very worrying. People are not participating in local governance because the local government authorities, they don't see the kind of services that they provide. So people are not interested in these local governance issues at the local level. So additionally, we have town and area councils as part of our decentralized system, sub-district level, but the districts have rendered them non-functional because they are not functioning to provide the kind of services that the community members need. And therefore, the district have neglected these sub-district institutions. We believe that the only pathway to sustainable development is to be part of the solution to the myriad of problems that they face. So hence, this project that we are doing, that we are engaging with the communities. So we believe that sustainable development goals largely depends on the existence of strong and fine citizens and facilitate participatory and inclusive development. And when people are involved, they own projects, they own the process. We need to mobilize citizens to be part of the whole process. So what are the project goals? The local government authorities, we want to see them acting in a more transparent, participatory, and accountable manner so that the living conditions of the people of the eastern region of Ghana will be improved. The project goal continues. The project will contribute in the long term towards the attainment of sustainable development through improved access to public services such as health and well-being, clean water, and sanitation and education. So these are the things that we want to improve in our rural communities. So building strong and participatory institutions at every level of our society, which is very key. So our objective is to improve the responsiveness, transparency, and accountability of local government authorities towards ensuring citizens' access to basic public services in rural communities in the eastern region of Ghana. And then secondly, to improve citizens' participation because there is lack of apathy. We want the people to participate. So through this project, so by 2024, we want to see the people have some interest in the local governance processes. So what goals that we have set for ourselves in accountable and participatory planning, these are officials at the assembly level running or who must ensure that So we need to give them some level of training so that they can appreciate the challenge at hand. And then we also organize interface meetings and public hearing. This is what they are failing to do, the interface meeting. So this project is supporting the assembly and then the district. We are just facilitating to bring the district officials to the local communities to meet the people and explain their budgets and then their finances and their plans to the local people. So we develop what we call citizens charter. This is a contract between the local government authorities and then the citizens about public services delivery. So we develop this one. And then the epicenter committee, the unit committee and the area councils, which are not functioning properly, we are also giving them training to also in the area of participatory planning and monitoring, to also monitor some of the services that the district authorities are providing. Then we'll prepare epicenter, or what we call the community plan. So for the area, for the epicenter, so that it can be incorporated into the district assembly plan, so that from year to year, they can also ensure areas are catered for in terms of their plans. So we train the community representatives on social accountability mechanisms and processes, how they can demand accountability from duty bearers. This is the kind of training that we give them, so that we give them the confidence and then the leverage so that they can demand accountability. Then we also formalize the epicenter committees as recognized community-based organizations with the district assemblies that we are working with, so that they'll be recognized. So even if when the project is ended, the epicenter is key, is recognized as a community-based organization where the district assembly can invite them for any meetings and other things. So activity will create public awareness on local governance processes, the right, our accountability from the local government authorities. The citizens also have their rights and then their responsibilities, where they have to pay their taxes and other things. So these are educations that we are doing in the communities. Doing this project, you cannot leave out the media because they are key partner in development. So we also train the media to promote good governance, which is very key. Once they educate the people and then they understand why they must participate, then which means the work will be lesser for all of us. So who are benefiting from this project? So the project will directly benefit about 300 members of the epicenter committee and then the town and area council members. We have 25 animators who will also support with education within the communities. These animators are volunteers. They are not paid, but they are in the communities. So we have trained them to carry out education, educate their members about their rights and responsibilities in the communities. Then the local government officials. These are key people who provide the services. So we also give them some level of training to build their capacity in participatory decision making and to be more mandate. Then the media too will train 25 personnel. TV and then the print media, and then the need to participate in local governance. Then indirect beneficiaries. It is expected that we are expecting that 10,000 people in the 5 districts, including 4,500 women, will be reached by the trained community volunteers with education on the duties and responsibilities of local government authorities. Then it is expected that the project will ultimately benefit about 3,600 children and youth. We are making conscious efforts. These are featured generation to reach out to the youth, especially, and then disabled persons or persons with disabilities. We are making very conscious effort to reach out to this person because all the time they are not participating, and we'll make conscious effort to reach out to these people. then it is expected that this intervention will further benefit about 12,000 people, beginning the total indirect beneficiaries to about 22,000 people in the 5 epicenters during the 3-year period. So thank you very much. This is the end of the whole section.
Oh, thank you very much, Solomon. It's even though your sound broke up a little bit now and then, it's funny, it would then catch up and we could also read it at the same time. So I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Could you stop your screen share now? Very good. Okay. So as you can see, this is really what Solomon is facilitating in the Eastern region is something a lot of us have been thinking about and wanting to do. I was in fact, I was in a meeting in Ghana with movement members when we were discussing the Citizen Charter and how it could be utilized, because it's part of the law there in Ghana. So congratulations on this, Solomon. It's really exciting. And he promised to share the actual training materials that they've developed and are using so that different countries can adapt them to their local situation. Okay, so with that, I think we're going to move on to the next part of our meeting, which is our mid-year review. And I've reached out to representatives from every chapter and asked them to prepare a really short, super short report. And literally, I have this little timer set to 2 minutes. And at the end of the 2 minutes, it will make a really rude noise, beep, 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 like that. So, and 2 minutes is what they give you if you get a chance to speak at the United Nations, which I hope all of you will get a chance at some point. So being able to quickly make 2 points in 2 minutes, what we want to hear from each chapter is kind of what's been achieved or what's the status of CLD in your country? And then second, what do you hope to achieve by the end of this year? So just those 2 short statements. And what I am going to do is I'll start the little timer when each person starts, and I'm going to go alphabetically through countries. So Pascal, if you're there, I would love I'd love for you to do this and demonstrate brilliantly how to do it in 2 minutes for Benin. Ready?
Yeah, thank you, John. Hi, everyone. Yeah, our program, the Movement for Community-Led Development chapter in Benin, will be achieving by the end of the year. First, we'll continue disseminating the CLD assessment tool, particularly we'll be targeting 3 organizations with big funds available to demonstrate. 2, we will continue to organize events to support the transformation of the food system, taking advantage of local available nutritious vegetable and traditional recipes. Third, we'll be supporting community of practice to make available best practices to support agriculture and climate change. That will be the end. That is
Whoa.
3. Thank you.
Excellent. That was only 1 minute and 3 seconds. So it's perfect demonstration of how we can all update each other on what we're doing in each of our countries. Okay, so I'm going to reset my timer. And Annette, I think you are on, and I would love to hear what you see happening in the DRC.
Yes, thank you. I wasn't quite prepared for this, but let me go ahead anyway. In DRC, we have already begun with the South Kivu chapter. They are interested especially in youth, but also infrastructure issues. They have documentation that they put together regarding MCLD and CLD in general. We also have several people from North Kivu and Ituri provinces who have learned about MCLD. I'd given them a presentation, which included the great Uganda video, thank you, and they are very eager to join. So we're just taking care of logistics now, and the spirit of these people is just gung-ho, let's do it. Just took a lot of inspiration from hearing about the Ghana chapter, and it's wonderful to meet with all of you and learn your lessons of how you're developing in your own countries. Thank you.
Thank you. That was great, Annette. Okay, that was just 1 minute and 20 seconds, so you did great.
Yay.
And by the way, the DRC has now been added to USAID's list of target countries for the Feed the Future initiative, their big food security initiative. So this should give us some new opportunities to tap into that big program for food security. So going alphabetically to Shome, can you give us an update on Ethiopia?
Okay, thank you, John. In Ethiopia, the greatest achievement we managed so far is 7 dedicated INGOs managed to convince around 40 local and international NGOs to become a member. And so we launched the Ethiopia chapter last year, at the end of last year. Now we are discussing, we discussed also on the bylaw, how that governs us in our future endeavor. So, and we agreed on a bylaw, and we also started discussing on issues to promote and localization of SDGs, and which means specifically budget decentralization agreed to be the next focus of our advocacy work or promotion work in Ethiopia. Thank you.
Great, Shome. That's really good news. I think budget decentralization is definitely the hardest thing to get accomplished with governments. So that will be a very exciting step, I think. Okay, Vincent, I guess Vincent, you could share both on Germany and Somaliland if you want.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I'm right now in Somaliland, so very close to you, Teshome, to Ethiopia. And actually I'm working here as an external consultant for GIZ, for a BMZ, also BMZ funded program in food security and strengthening resilience. And yeah, and they chose me because in my proposal, I actually suggested a CLD approach, and they liked that very much. And yeah, so that is number one. Second country is Germany, where I'm originally from and based with the Hunger Project in Germany. And together with some other NGOs, we have done a CLD workshop. And under the umbrella of VENRO, which is like Interaction in the US, no, it's like the umbrella NGO, umbrella organization in Germany. We have planned a workshop to do a workshop and to initiate a CLD chapter in Germany, hopefully before the end of the year, but more probable in the first quarter of next year.
Okay, very good, Vincent. Thank you. So, and if Somaliland wants to start a chapter, they would be most welcome.
Yeah, I will look for candidates. And Teshome, we should communicate.
Okay, okay, Vincent. Nice to meet you, to see you again.
Yeah, wonderful. Okay, so Kenya, Steve, you want to let us know what's happening in Kenya?
Sure, John. Let me just share my screen. I've done a brief PPT.
Okay.
Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Great. So yes, so this first half of 2022, we kicked off registration of MCLD Kenya as an NGO, and the process is at very advanced stages. Also kicked off the process to establish the Makueni Community-Led Development School. So we are collaborating with Makueni County government to establish this one-of-a-kind school. And of course, we've also, in that regard, developed curriculum, CLD school curriculum, that we have co-created with the county, and it's done. Also trained Makueni County officials on the CLD assessment tool. And of course, we have 10 plus CBUs that have joined the chapter, which is an exciting thing for us. And of course, last month, we also had a chance to host the USAID's Assistant Administrator, Ms. Michelle Sumiles, together with her team. We're just looking at potential areas of collaboration to deepen CLD approaches in line with USAID localization agenda. Quite an exciting event for us there. And in this coming half, we focus on finalizing registration of MCLD Kenya as a membership NGO. And of course, we are launching the Makueni CLD School on July 13th. That is next month. We are also working on signing an MOU with Kisumu, Bomet counties. Kenya has 47 counties, and so we are working currently with about 3 counties. And of course, we'll also proceed with training additional county officials, CBOs, community members on CLD tool. And of course, we are also collaborating with the county to translate the tool to Swahili so we can reach many people in their local languages. And of course, promote our work to attract more CBOs. We are also pursuing funding opportunities to help us expand our work. And of course, we have our elections coming up on August the 9th. So we are also coordinating with our CBOs, other CBO members, to advocate for a peaceful elections. That's pretty much it from us. I hope I've done that within the 2 minutes.
You used a few extra seconds, Steve, but it was a great report, and some of your colleagues were shorter than 2 minutes, so I think we're fine.
Thank you.
But that's a very, very big, ambitious program in Kenya. Okay, Jude, are you online? Do you want to give us an update on Liberia?
Yeah, thank you very much. I don't know if you can hear me, Dr. John. This is Jude online.
Yes. Yes.
I just want to give a brief report of the issue, what happened in Liberia, MCLD. August 25 to 28 last year, we hosted the knowledge in sharing agriculture for 50 smallholders farmers here in Magibi County. And we also have secured 150 acres of land for agriculture, for sustainable agriculture and in food nutrition and food security and nutrition. And secondly, we are hoping and looking forward for the intervention of the establishment of the 150 acres of land we have right now for agriculture establishment. So I just want to stop so far because we also still co-creating members of the MCLD in the rural side of our nation to be part of this intervention, especially in workforces during the establishment of this agriculture program in Liberia. So I would like to stop so far. Thank you very much.
That was great. Congratulations. And also, I'd heard that Liberia has also been added to USAID's list of Feed the Future countries. So we're hoping that we can access them there. Anne Marie, you're raising your hand. Did you want to say something at this point? You're muted, Anne Marie. You have to hover over the bottom of your screen and touch the little microphone at the left to unmute. Well, you're still muted. Sarah, can you give her the little please unmute window thing? We'll come back to you, Anne-Marie, once you unmute. Oh, there you go. Go ahead.
Okay, so we are MCLD Sierra Leone chapter.
Yes.
First of all, we had a successful launch of
Yes.
the chapter, and we have been doing radio discussion to popularize the chapter to make it known all over the country.
Wonderful.
We also continue to hold our monthly meeting to be in touch in order to put the chapter on fire. Then also we are working as organizations in our different localities, but yet still as the chapter. Then
yes,
our own organization, we are just from the provinces where there was a serious problem with by-elections, and women and children has to go to the bush every night. They will not come to the town just as a result of the violence and conflict. So we have to go there to do some sensitization and peace building programs, which led to the successful elections. We just finished the election. Then also we are expecting some funding for us to train on this mobile use, so that more members can join to these particular meetings. Then we are also advocating for the coming election, because we are seeing a lot of violence ahead. So as MCLD members, we want support so that we can do nationwide sensitization to make sure women and participation, and also to make sure we have a peaceful 2023 elections. Then apart from that, there is a paramount chieftaincy in the north. Since time immemorial, women are not allowed to become paramount chief. Even I that I'm sitting here, I'm from a ruling house, but I'm not allowed to become paramount chief. But now we have one single female that is a candidate. So we are supporting her to break the ice. So these are some of the activities so far, and OVP is going to support each organization with the remaining funding after the launching that you guys supported us. So we are going to give organization, they are going to give us so that we can train our members to join on how to join this group to make their own contribution. So far, I stop here.
Anne-Marie, that's a great report. Thank you very, very much. And congratulations. And we will all be cheering for peace in Sierra Leone through the upcoming elections. And I know that the women of West Africa have been the greatest peacemakers on earth. So I have great confidence, and I will pray for peace. Okay, we're going to jump back in the alphabet to Malawi. And Sotin, are you there? Do you want to give us a report on Malawi?
Hi, everyone. Thank you. Malawi is one of the first chapters for MCLD, and we've been juggling around. Our achievements this year would be having secured a small grant to pilot the MCLD2. We have managed to train the initial batch of people who are the leading force from organizations like University of Malawi, Malawi University of Science and Technology, Applied Sciences. So we have them on board on research and several organizations in the chapter. Our other goal as a chapter who was new, we have been a little bit dormant. We are streamlining our activities, reactivating our members so that we build track record on who are the members and activities, and also gather agenda so that we're more unified. So there's been a lot of structure building. We see the next few months to continue piloting TOOS CLD. We have potential collaboration with World Vision to a tune of $25,000. We have, so we are excited to train more organization members, but first we'll have to strengthen the systems, institutional systems, and carry the chapter as a unit instead of the fragmentation that, due to have been one of the first, we overstayed in that pipeline. Thank you.
Great, thank you, Sotin. And I'm delighted now to have the assessment tool in Chichewa, Nyanja, for the Zambians. So this will be a real useful tool. Now, Sylvia, are you here from Mexico? Anybody here from Mexico? Sylvia was going to try to join. No, I guess we don't have anyone from Mexico. And I don't think we have anyone from the Netherlands. Is that still true? And then I'm told that Professor Giuliani Malwil is going to report for Nigeria. Professor Juliana, are you with us? Or if not, Professor, perhaps there's someone else from the Nigeria chapter. I know Dr. Rebecca was on briefly. Yeah, Dr. Rebecca, do you want to speak? Because we're not hearing from Juliana. I don't think she was able to connect.
Okay. How are you all? I'm sorry for joining late. That is why I designate Juliana to speak. But we have several other people here, Reverend Luca Vandi and our advisor, Dr. Saidu, and others.
Right.
Nigeria, as a MCLD per se, we were not doing like one project under umbrella of strategic action for community-led development. Only last year and then this year we had a training on MCLD tool. But we have individual organization, we are doing great because we had a cumulative achievement. And when I submitted early January, we serve in Nigeria as a whole over 5 million people. And so we are 30 organizations, and individuals are doing great, achieving this sustainable development goal. Many of the organization are into providing food and non-food items, some into building, some into education and women empowerment, and a lot of things. But you know, we have a lot of challenges, this kidnapping, banditry, yes, and Boko Haram. So it's really very, very hard to continue to work, yes, but we are still thriving among them. Nothing will deter us from going and serving people that are most vulnerable.
Yes.
And some of us are serving in the town and some of us still in the village. And recently in June, we are very grateful, Sarah and Gujang and Steve and others trained us on MCLD tool, and some of us are using it in our activities. So our future our future work, we dream of coming together and doing a great work together, and then support each other and continue to serve the Nigerian populace. And so
Yes.
we are very grateful for opportunity to be here and to serve. So Reverend Luca Vandi, the vice can contribute, or Dr. Shaidu can contribute. But I'm sorry, I did not prepare well for this.
No, this is fine, Dr. Rebecca. All of us are just really hoping that that possibility of you coming together for great work and that the conflict situations will go down and allow you to do that. Okay, so next in my alphabet is the Philippines, Lauren, and you've asked me to share your slides. So I'm going to share what I think you sent me two. I'm not exactly sure what order to put them in. So if you want me to change the order.
The one with the logo. The other one. Yes. Thank you. Good day, Lauren here, and Access Multiplier Network Weaver in continuing learning journey with our national chapter through MCLD coordinator, Miss Anne and Pascal, June, and other network weavers. So grateful for the very engaging discussions and sharings during the network weaving course concluded. Yes. Everyone interested are invited to join our prototype program platform, which will be pilot tests. The mechanism aims to advance CLD and a creative way forward information driven solution to help address poverty in all its forms. I'm happy and privileged to be tasked to give a short update on the progress of MCLD so far this year and what we see as possible for Philippines in the second half of the year. We are happy to share with you the pioneering initiative and an evolving project concept with multi-stakeholder engagement, advocating for the cause of marginalized population. Everyone are welcome to join our group account, the annual Hearing Health Program, as principal point of entry to helping communities. So this is the Ikapit Bisig Access Help Desk Localizing Development, an information-driven outreach service hub on safe listening actions and referral network. This is our, we came up with the logo, and it's inclusive development cooperation. From manufacturing, it will be amended into an advocacy cooperative as the project concept has already evolved. Can you please share my next slide? Okay. This is basically access to health, education, livelihood, person-centered design, e-support services, an information-driven support system mechanism towards inclusive development cooperation, leaving no one behind with Ready to Help Fill in the Gaps program. So the rationale being the access sharing project is a disability inclusive response to development challenges, which will serve as a relevant outreach and support service to the general population with health updates and repository of e-learning resources on safe listening and community best practices. So the objective is to promote happiness and well-being of every person through resource sharing and continuing regeneration of equal opportunities for strong or meaningful collaboration towards achieving sustainable development goals. So the key points here are it's value-based centered and approach is relational and consultative, collaborative. It can help deploy offline e-learning materials to the general public, teachers, learners, and researchers. There's the onboarding support portal for end users, but as well as for the volunteer professional service providers, collaboration with partner NGOs or private sector groups. And then the emphasis is placed in the role of technology in the empowerment of people, in addressing digital divides. This initiative is indicative of actually moving from isolated marginalized projects to mainstream systems change. So the elaboration of the collaborative idea, it's the access help desk is empowerment through technology and multi stakeholder engagement. So by access, it means accessible creative collaboration through ecosystem strategic shift. It's taking positive action for public good by moving from isolated marginalized projects or to mainstreaming system change.
Wow.
So this is our, so we hope that we can have an onboarding of a network of partners, especially coming from our network weaving family, and of course from the MCLD. So the Access Help Desk agenda we had already last November 17 to 19, 2021, where we were joined also by our national chapter coordinator, Ms. Ann Hendricks. The initial campaign on core program launch with WHF joint forces in the accessibility platform for action. And then we have the next event is the April 22 Safe Listening Action launch through Access Help Desk in multi-stakeholder partnership and engagement. Then the second half of 2022, we are into coordination already in the planning stage on the Industry Academy Convergence event, which can open opportunities for the shift in perspective so that more people can access productive labor, more organizations can be into addressing food security. We have in the program structure growing food for others, the communal food gardens. So through these initiatives as point of entry to the system SHIP, we hope to encourage inclusive community best practices and safe listening actions across communities. So that's all sharing from the Philippines. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Lauren, for being up late and for sharing this with us. It was wonderful to hear. Okay. Senegal. Senegal was the very first country I ever had the honor to visit in Africa, and I'm very excited that action is underway to revitalize the chapter there. And I believe that Abdul is with us. Abdul, are you there? Abdul Guy?
He's not here.
Is not here. Okay. Alassane, do you want to give us a short update?
Yeah, I will try.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, John. Hi, everyone. In Senegal, our objective for 2022 is to contribute to the establishment of the chapter in Senegal. This is our challenge. We have 3 organizations that are very committed, to this project. Haifa International, COPS Africa, and Hunger Project. For the moment, we have discussion, and Mr. Gay, Abu Gay, offer his promised local.
Alassane, we're not hearing you.
if at the high level there is a commitment from the organization, we are simply need to instruct representative at the national level to join us so that we can start the work that can help to the establishment of a well-instructed and functional structure in Senegal. Thank you.
Thank you, Alassane. And I'm looking forward to working with you to reach out to other organizations in Senegal. And all of you who are on here, if you have contacts in Senegal that would be interested, please let us know, and we will, because we'll organize a meeting in July to bring everyone together and revitalize the chapter.
Thank you.
Yeah. So let me see if Anusha is on. Sarah, do you know if Anusha is on the call from India?
I don't think so, no.
Okay, sorry she couldn't make it. Nixon from Uganda, are you on the call?
I think that's also a no.
Okay, so Nixon was planning to be here, and I don't think Joanna is here either from Uganda. I do have a very exciting piece of news that Anne and I just heard today. Oh, I'm sorry, go ahead. Mate, yes, give us an update.
Greetings from Uganda, and nice to be here. Nice to see you all. We are happy to always be part of this call. And updates from Uganda is that we have currently partnering with the Right to Grow program, where different members of the MCLD are actually engaging and participating meaningfully in ensuring that we incorporate CLD approaches in different outreaches that we are working on, and also ensuring that the last mile person is reached out to. For example, in the past few months, since April, we've been able to implement various activities ranging from child feeding practices, where we are promoting best child feeding approaches in different communities, more so targeting breastfeeding mothers, expectant mothers, and also caretakers by different MCLD members in different regions of Uganda. Secondly is the household mapping, where we aim at documenting different workable practices that households are actually embarking on, or they are taking lead in ensuring that these they understand the different aspects of water, sanitation, and hygiene, food security, and also nutrition. You realize that malnutrition cases are actually high in different communities of Uganda, and these actually need everyone to come on board to ensure that everyone, the last mile person, we bring to zero under nutrition, and also ensuring that everyone has access to equal to food security, nutrition, nutritious meals, and also wash. Then another one is also looking at how best can we bring voices of young people on board in informing policies and also informing other development partners. This has been done through essay writing competition that have brought now down to the person at the grassroots to ensure that now the pupils, those ones who are attending lower classes of learning, are able to document, they voice their feel about what is actually happening in their households, in the community, and also in their schools. Actually, we have a total over around 1,000 pupils who are participating in these essay writing competitions. These are being done by different MCLD members of Uganda. And we are really happy to see that members of the Uganda chapter are taking lead in ensuring that we see how the Right to Grow program, which is actually a 5-year, which is running for the next 3 years, because this is now the 2nd year. So we still have more 3 years to go to ensure that now we reach the last mile person through CLD approaches. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mate. That was great. There are two hands up, Patricia and Buere Moses. And then we have one more country to hear from, Zambia. So Patricia, let's hear from you.
I just wanted to add to some of the comments that Dr. Rebecca had made and some of the other ones about the bylaws that were finalized and are being coordinated with the government. So, but Nigeria is very complicated. And I think the leadership here recognizes that. The challenge, some of these NGOs in Nigeria have existed for 25 and 30 years, and then there's newer ones. But the reality is, with the violence expanding and the impact of COVID, many aspects of finances have dried up, and the nation has, major corruption issues. They have the largest number of people living in extreme poverty in the world, surpassing India about 2-3 years ago. So Nigeria has many, many, many challenges. There was a research paper that Dr. Rebecca and I partnered with 4 other PhDs on, and it's saying that, and it was written before most of the extreme violence has resumed, but the reality is Nigeria will likely not achieve a single MCLD and UN strategic goals. And so it's very, very challenging in Nigeria, but the members, they pursue, they persist, and they're often taking money out of their own pockets to minister in their communities. So I just want to commend them and have everybody understand just how challenging it is to live and to operate in Nigeria.
Patricia, thank you. And well noted. Buere Moses, did you want to add something as well?
Yes, thank you very much, John and colleagues, for the amazing work. I'm called Buere Moses from Uganda, working with an organization called Peer to Peer Uganda, where I happen to serve in the capacity of the executive director, but also we are members of the MCLD Uganda chapter. For us as an institution, this is the first time to be a part of these online engagements. So I'm excited to see my colleagues Nixon and the others on the call, and we're excited on the next steps. Thank you.
Wonderful, thank you so much. And one more voice from Sierra Leone. Aya, did you want to add something? You're muted.
Yes, thank you very much, John. Yes, I just wanted to add up to what Anna's presented. The upcoming activity for the close of the year, we want to mobilize more members to participate or actively participate in the MCLD country chapter. So those that have signed to the MCLD Global, we want to influence them for them to be participating. And we are going to develop a proposal, pre and post elections proposal on nonviolence campaign, so that we can help preach nonviolence. Then we also want to pursue our priorities of preparing women and youth for political positions. So we want to continue training women in remote communities on business and agriculture for development and climate change. We are also planning to do a project which is climate change and climate smart agriculture. And OVP is also planning to do an institutional assessment to identify capacity building gaps on the CLD tools for implementation of projects in the community. And also finally, we are planning to do some kind of threat assessment within Sierra Leone, in as much as the elections are around the corner.
Yes.
We would like the threat assessment wherein we can we can do a red flag or influence some issues to politicians and also other institutions that are responsible for amending conflicts. Thank you very much. This is Aya from Sierra Leone.
Thank you, Aya. Thank you very much. Okay, and Mata, your hand is still up. Is that leftover hand?
Okay, there are some members. Our chairperson for MCLD Uganda chapter is called Nixon, who happens to be a little bit off the call because of internet connection. So my name is Mate, who I just represented.
Yes, we appreciate it. Thank you, Mate. Okay, Samuel Mutombo, Zambia, the end of the alphabet, and a wonderful country with great, featured recently by everyone as a bright spot of democracy in our world. I'm living in a country that right now is not a bright spot for democracy. So please go ahead, Samuel.
Thank you very much, John. I should make mention that I think for Zambia, the first, what we could say we've achieved in the past is that we have oriented all the chapter members into understanding why the movement for community-led in the country, and they've understood where we need to go and why we should go there and how we are going there. These are some of the things that we really emphasize to ensure that each member of the movement for community-led understands these the key important questions as we move forward. Then in terms of next steps, we are looking at registering the chapter. After registering the chapter, we are also looking at the capacity building of the local structures. As you may be aware, the new government that is in now has really taken they've decentralized the works and also taken so much funds into the constituencies from the central government. And now we are also seeing the opportunity to say, how do we, strengthen the structures at the community level to be able to access these funds and be able to use it to develop their communities. And this is the next step that we are looking at. And also we would like to publicize what we are doing at national level so that everyone understands that, we have the chapter in the country that is pursuing this agenda. And also we need to make, I need to make mention that for Zambia, we are also looking at, the chapter becoming the change agent in terms of how do the development paradigm is supposed to change in terms of the systems of operations, moving from traditional way of project or program implementation to community-led approach to development. And we have also engaged the government on this one to ensure that the government understands to say, when we use community-led approach to development, then we are going to ensure that the people lead the process of development within their communities. And the people will be able to know to say, for them to end hunger and poverty, they have to lead the process. It's them who are supposed to work hard and be able to know where they want to go. So these are some of the things that is happening in the country, Zambia. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Samuel. And we're looking forward to hearing more action from Zambia. So Anne-Marie, you wanted to add something to your earlier statement? You're muted, you have to unmute. There you are.
Can you get me?
Yes.
I just want to add that one of the greatest job that we do in is campaigning against genital mutilation. Most of the members are campaigning against female genital mutilation because that also is a part for MCLD, because we want to see the children, especially the girl child. And when time for elections comes in Sierra Leone, the politicians always use female genital mutilation as a way of gaining vote. They give money to the parents of the girls and they do mass initiation. So we want to actually make you know that that is also part of our agenda for the 2023 campaign for the election, for the peaceful election.
Wow. That's a big, important challenge for the health of girls and women everywhere. Thank you for taking that on and adding it. Okay, well, I am really inspired by having heard from all of our colleagues around the world. This is quite a massive movement, and there were more countries that wanted to be here but couldn't be. What I'm going to do is I just want to share a few things myself from here. If I could, let's see if I could share my screen and tab. Okay, there we are.
Yeah. Me too. Say we are not getting him. Okay.
John, you're muted.
Okay, now you can hear me, yes?
Yes.
My
Yes.
apologies. The sharing the tab thing always automatically mutes me and I forget to undo it. So thank you for your patience. So I'm saying the high-level political forum, the ministerial session is the 13th to the 15th, but the entire HLPF starts on the 5th. And our regional coordinator, Daisy Owamogoshu, Dr. Daisy, is actually going to be speaking at the UN on the 7th. And and many of you have sent me suggestions for what we should say if we run into any people from your country, any officials, any ministers. So thank you for that. We are going to get it well organized and take every advantage of having at least two of us at the HLPF. If representatives from your organization or your or anybody you know are going to be there, let us know and we'll connect with them. The other thing to just say is that we have two new US-based INGO members. Interaction, the network of NGOs, INGOs based in the US has officially joined the movement, as has Population Action International, which has also joined. You'll see them on the listings on our website. If your page for your country is not up to date, please let us know. We want all of our country pages to be up to date with the latest list of members and things like that. I know Benin has just sent us their thousands of members, and so we're figuring out how to get that on the website, but we want all the country pages updated. Our next call will be this same time on the same final Wednesday of the month, July 27th. You'll be getting information about that call and the links to it in the days ahead, and you'll also be getting a report on this call, the recording and everything else having to do with this call. So Sarah, Ann, do either of you have anything to add?
I have a quick announcement.
Great.
I just wanted to thank everyone who participated in the network weaving course. I learned so much, and I know that we all did, and we had a great time to boot. We are going to have a next course, which is domestic resource mobilization, and that will likely begin in July. I'm just coordinating it with the Change the Game Academy, and we'll send out information soon. So we encourage you all to join that course. You'll be able to join the first one of the 6 webinars to see if you like it and see if it's worthwhile. I think it's going to be a very practical and useful course, and we would really appreciate having you all there to share your ideas and learn alongside with us. Thank you.
Great, thank you. The other thing I wanted to just announce was that we're on the next call, we are going to test out translation from a new service that can do 25 languages at once. It's quite amazing. So I didn't have a chance to do all the paperwork to test it on this call, but for the July call as well. So I will be letting people know who are Spanish speakers, who are French speakers, who are Tamil or Hindi speakers to please join, and we'll have automatic translation of those languages, and we'll test it out and see how it goes. That is everything. We had an enormous number of speakers today, and yet we are 13 minutes early. So just all of you, congratulations on being so brilliant and brief and pointed in making your points powerfully and clearly. I look forward to working with all of you in the days and weeks to come. Gunjan, who you see is not on today's call, she's on holiday, thankfully, but she will be here next month, and we'll be hearing from her as well. So thank you, everybody, for the call, and we'll see you again very soon. Bye for now, everybody.
Bye, everybody. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye, Madam Anne.
Bye-bye. Salamat. Thank you.
Bye.
Adios. Auf Wiedersehen. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Adios. Hasta luego.
Yes, Anne, would you like to have more writings in line with what we agreed on? Are you still there?
Yes. Hello,
Is
yeah.
Anne still on the call? Nice to see you all.
Bye, everybody.
Oh, Martin. Martin. I used to come to Uganda. I love Uganda.
What's up?
What's up?
Ewan, the lapia.
Wakilapia kwa tamu.
Lapia, gara.
Akwa vina mwanatawazi wa karaka chikamar usa.
Wako mai.
Amandira ginashina na najirari. Urakwa ala individual ama kada pakti yaro. Kada pakti kramu kamu. Kada namur kishirmana.
Gaskiya.
Kara dago. Wasu kwa tamu.
Sanno.
Yawa.
Yawa. Australian lady, how are you?
I'm fine, and you?
I'm fine.
Rebecca, oh, my husband is a